zone and go on a little run by himself quite easily.
Yeah, once he gets in the zone, that's the point where we have to get him to. Once he gets focused into playing the game and being like into it, then he's gonna be a great player because he has sparks where he'll have good 10, 15 minutes where he's unstoppable, and that's where you get him and keep him to stay there the whole game.
Seems like you finally get what Cal wants your role to be. You came in right out of the gate tonight. I think 3 offensive rebounds in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and he said singled you and Derek out as the only 2 guys who gave him the effort he wanted.
That's something we really focused on from last game. We got yelled at for one. He hates one-handed rebounds. You've been here for a while. You hear it every time. All of my first 2 years, that's all you guys heard about Marcus is those one-handed rebounds. So I finally had to run for those one-handed rebounds this week, and I didn't want to do that again. So that's the one thing I stressed this game is just to rebound with 2 hands, rebound strong, and it really helped the game and helped the team. And that's all that matters.
You're gonna have to run for 2 for 7 free throws.
Oh no, we're not talking about those. That's just that doesn't represent what's gonna happen this year. It's definitely something we've really worked on throughout the whole summer and the year, and that's something I'm mad about. And I mean, Tyler even came up to me after the game. He's like, "Really, 2 for 7?" He's like, "I haven't seen you do that since last year." And I was like, "I know, I got you." So my team has a bigger expectation of that, and I have to focus on that.
How do you guys think you did defensively tonight?
Defensively, we have a long way to go. There's strides where we feel like we've totally figured out how to play the press and how we play the everything overall as a defensive team, and then there's moments where we have total mental lapse and we're still trying to figure things out. And that's the whole thing about us is we have to be able to be comfortable with the person that has our back, knowing that they have our back. And right now we have that about half the time, and that's just something we need to figure out.
What's the difference in Derek this season?
He's definitely comfortable. He knows what he's supposed to be doing. Cal's really trying to define and make sure he knows what to do exactly. And Derek's kind of just taking what Cal wants him to do and just gone with it and just been totally aggressive with it.
Is that something that you've seen gradually change in his 3 years, or is it something where you just kind of flipped a switch and it all clicked for him?
I've always seen it. It all had to do with Derek being able to be focused and taking what Cal wanted and finally figuring it out and just running with it.
Derek said he's trying to develop playing with a sort of arrogance about it to have that confidence in himself. Have you seen that sort of come along with him?
Definitely. Derek is definitely now discovering that he's able to be a great player, and being with all the pros and such like we've all had since we've been here. It's kind of hard. It's kind of easy to just take a step back and kind of just be in the shadows. And now that it's kind of just us here, he's able to step in and be comfortable again and just be himself.
Marcus, are you familiar with Dennis Rodman's game?
Nope. Don't know who that is. Is he
I don't believe
golfer?
Yeah, he's a golfer. He's an interesting guy. But do you see yourself as maybe being able to be
and drop that.
someone like that? I don't know. Maybe minus the craziness.
No, the craziness that's what made him. He just had a whole bunch of passion to the game, and I've watched him a whole lot of times, and he just he brings energy, he fights, he goes after balls no one does, and that's what makes great players. People that are willing to fight and just keep going, and I love that about him.